Good morning. We're so glad, so thankful that you guys decided to spend time out of your busy weeks to come worship with us today. We're hoping that as you come in and you get settled, that this is a place we've been praying all week, that this is a service that meets you right where you're at. And so if we've not had the chance to meet, my name is Brad. I'm a pastor of students here. And like I said, we just want to welcome you. There's a couple of things I'd like to share with you. The first one is if you wouldn't mind taking a moment to fill out the I'm Here card. Let us know who you are. There'll be a chance a little later on in the service where you can drop that off. But the offering will be taken a little earlier than normal, so we just want to make sure you guys are aware of that. Now, I have a couple things to share with you. The first one is that tomorrow night, 7 p.m., Lifeline is having their spring kickoff. This is a real incredible. We got one woo on stage, couple claps. That's great. This is an incredible community. If you're feeling stuck, if you're feeling like you're in a rut, if you think like you just need some love and encouragement from some other people, that this is the place for you. They've got all kinds of groups. If you're dealing with addiction, if you're dealing with someone else who's dealing with addiction or grief or anything in between, there's all kinds of groups, all kinds of different topics. This is a community for you to love on you. And so we just want you to take advantage of some of that stuff. So Lifeline, tomorrow night in room 104, 7 p.m. It's our kickoff. The other thing I'd like to share with you is on February 2nd, we've got something called Kids Night Out. This is a chance for 3 hours or so. You can drop off your little ones, and they have this great program, but then you've got 3 hours to do what you need to do. Maybe it's taking a nap. Maybe it's just running some errands, to hang out with other adults, to have a real conversation rather than like coloring book stuff. I don't know. This is your chance to just take advantage of a few hours that we'd like to give your kids a special time and for you guys to have a special time. So like I said, we're so glad and thankful that you guys are here, that you've joined us today to worship. And so if you're able, I just invite you to stand up and we'll continue the service by worshiping our Creator God.
where he leads us. We've seen his goodness, we want to see it again. We've witnessed all you've done. We're waiting for what's to come by your power. We sing, Spirit, come. You brought us through this far. We only want to be where you are, Jesus. Show us where you are. Yeah. We will follow you, run into your marvelous lights. Whatever we go through, trust in you to lead the way. Following your voice as it calls us out to where we've never been. Knowing what you say is true, we'll follow you. We're trusting in you. We're trusting in you alone. May we surrender the plans we own to better make you known. Yeah. We will follow you, run into your marvelous lights. Whatever we go through, trust in you to lead the way. Following your voice as it calls us out to where we've never been. Knowing what you say is true. By cloud of fire, our one desire is to follow you. Follow you. No matter where you lead, give us eyes to see and hearts to follow you. Oh, may we follow you. Let's sing, we will follow. We will. Whatever we go through, trust in you to lead the way. Following your voice as it calls us out to where we've never been. Yeah. Knowing what you say is true, we will follow you, run into your marvelous lights. Whatever we go through, trust in you to lead the way. Following your voice as it calls us out to where we've never been. Knowing what you say is true, we'll follow you. Yeah. Amen. And you know, that's our prayer, that's our desire this morning, that we would follow God where he leads us, that we would be attuned to his voice, be able to hear the direction that he's taking us. And to be able to do that, we've got to step out in faith. We've got to have faith that he is a good God, that he's going to lead us to good places, places that he needs us to be, places that he wants us to be right now. And faith is scary. Stepping out without being able to see where we're headed feels a little bit like flying blind, but God promises that he will never let us down. He will never give us more than we can handle. So this morning, if your faith tank is low, I encourage you to sing out this next song. Simply is a song of faith. It says, let faith arise. If you feel comfortable, you lift your hands. It says, I lift my hands to believe again. You are my refuge. You are my strength. In an act of surrender, as we sing, as we worship, it's a time to get the focus off ourselves and onto Him, who can do immeasurably more than we can ask or imagine. If we step out in faith, knowing that He's a good Father, He's going to lead us to where we need to be. Let's sing this together. Be still, there is a healer. His love is deeper than the sea. His mercy is unfailing. His arms a fortress for the weak. Let faith arise. Let faith arise. I lift my hands to believe again. You are my refuge. You are my strength. All these things I remember. You are faithful, God, forever. Be still, there is a river that flows from Calvary's tree, a fountain for the thirsty. Your grace that washes over me. Let faith arise. Yeah. Let faith arise. sing hallelujah. We sing hallelujah. We sing hallelujah.
The Lamb is overcome. We sing
Hallelujah. We sing hallelujah. We sing hallelujah. We sing hallelujah. Lamb is overcome. We sing hallelujah. We sing hallelujah. We sing hallelujah. Lamb is overcome. Forever he is glorified. Forever he is lifted high. Risen, he is alive. He is alive. Forever he Jesus, we just want to thank you. For taking the curse that was meant for us on yourself. For going to the cross as an offering, as a sacrifice for us. That while we were yet sinners, Jesus, you died for us. To prove your love for us. To prove how much you value us. We thank you for that. We thank you that you rose again, that forever you are glorified, forever you are lifted high, and forever you are alive, Jesus. For the Lamb has overcome. For you have overcome the world. For us. We thank you that we can come and empty ourselves in praise to you, for you are worthy. We just invite you here to speak to us. Show us what it means to go deeper in our walks with you. Reveal yourself to us, Jesus. That's what we want. It's the desire of our hearts. We love you. We thank you for first loving us. It's in your name we pray. Amen. Amen. Let me invite you this time, once you have a seat, we're going to continue worship with the giving of our tithes and offerings, and the I'm Here cards can also go in the basket. So ushers, please come forward and check out this video on the screen.
Hi, I'm Scott Wilkin, and I'm pretty new in my faith. But since my family and I started coming here to CBC, I've wanted to go deeper in my walk with Christ. So this last fall, I did Rooted. When I started the Rooted class, I quickly realized I was in class with people who have been going to church for a very long time, leaders, people who've been in Bible studies for decades. And I truly felt like a baby Christian and not quite sure if I was going to continue to attend. I felt so out of place. But when I shared that with my Rooted group, I was told very quickly that I belonged there and that I was wanted there. And that was my very first experience with Rooted, and it was a very great experience. I really enjoyed the whole Rooted experience. The daily devotionals and the Bible reading, along with the journaling, allowed me to move deeper into the courses and the weeks as we went through them. My car was breaking. I felt I was suffering. I didn't care to go that Wednesday, but felt compelled to go anyway. So I did. And when I shouldn't, they prayed for my job. They prayed for the relationships I was suffering in. They prayed for my car not to break. And about 2 weeks later, would you know it, I get a job offer. My relationships start to mend themselves, or maybe I mended them from what I learned in Rooted. And my car wasn't as broken. I didn't want to go, but I went, and I feel that I recommend the Rooted experience to anyone who's new in their faith, or you've been here for decades. This is a great place to start your journey and a great place to set your roots in your walk with Christ. I recommend it to anyone and everyone who's interested.
I mean, wow. So I don't know if you guys recognize the guy on the screen, but he's the guy Scott's been playing bass for us all week on the worship team. He's doing an incredible job. What a cool chance to get a glimpse into his story. And what I really loved about what he shared is that he actually shared insecurities that the best of us face all the time. He was talking about being intimidated just by the sheer fact of the commitment that Rooted is. Now, we know when we ask you to step into Rooted, we know it's a big commitment. We know it's 11 weeks long. We know it's a big chunk of time. The other thing he was talking about being intimidated about the fact that he just kind of felt like a fish out of water, that maybe he was a little out of his element with a group of people he didn't really know before and just kind of like in awe of it a little bit. Now, here's the deal. If you're feeling some insecurities, or you're like, maybe it's intimidation, or maybe it's something different, I would encourage you to make a beeline for Scott right after the service and ask him, what was the feeling like when you felt compelled to go even when you didn't want to go? Like, how'd you work through that? If you've got questions about that,